welcome back to the Minorities Report. I'm Chris,
I'm corrupt.
and we're continuing some gamer talk, I guess, to start off with. But Switch has a new competitor. Watch out, Nintendo. Steam's coming for you.
Yeah, Steam. Steam
So
is
yeah,
Steam is coming
Steam.
for you, Mario.
Yeah, watch out. Hey, Nintendo, can the Switch play League of Legends? I thought not. Steam Deck
Ooh,
for the win.
there we
Am I
go.
right, fellow PC gamers?
PC Master Race. Rise up.
Am I right, fellow League degenerates?
Okay, as a league, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a league degenerate, the fact that it plays League makes me not want it.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, um, Steam announced they're doing their own handheld console called the Steam Deck. It
Yay!
is essentially it's essentially just a PC. It's a PC version, a midish, low to midish PC version of a Switch. That's essentially what it is,
Pretty much.
pretty much. Will we get it? I don't know. Probably not.
Not really.
Much like with the Switch, I don't use it a lot as a handheld. I keep it in the dock because I never take it with me. Because a lot of the games I do have physical because I prefer physical copies of games,
Yeah.
but I've played all of them, and most of the games I have now are all digital. And the problem is with the digital ones, you need to stay connected to Wi-Fi in order to play them.
Here's
And I live in Australia. Good luck.
pretty much. Here's also the issue with it too. Steam's user base are largely PC gamers who game on a PC. Gaming on
Yeah,
a PC versus a handheld console like a Switch are like are distinctly different experiences, and there's probably nothing in it to change that behavior. Like, what exactly can the Steam Deck offer that, like, just using a computer doesn't, you know? I mean, ooh, you can
yeah.
play your games on the go, but, like, most people are probably would rather play on the PC anyway.
Plus, how powerful is it going to be for a handheld?
They're saying it's
It's
like,
it's. Oh,
oh, did you see
what were they
the
saying?
did you see the article I showed you? Let me see, because
Oh,
they said how powerful it is. Let me see here.
oh,
The
you actually
Steam.
didn't link me that one.
Oh,
I
I
thought
did.
I had
I'm
it.
sorry. I thought I did. Let me see. There we go. I thought I sent it to you.
There we go. So let's have a look. Say price range between 400 to 650. Yeah, that sounds about right. But it costs more than a Switch. And I feel like that's kind of the point with it being a handheld PC essentially.
Yeah, I suppose it's got
Um,
more.
let's see, AMD Zen 2 CPU, AMD RDNA 2 GPU, packaging 16 gigabytes of RAM, al- along with up to 512 gig. So that's just the RAM size and the SSD storage size. That's like basic. That's like basic for like like mid range PCs.
Also, it's supposed to
Even
be.
though with a lot of people I talk to, it's recommended you at least get like at least 1 to 2 terabytes of storage and like at least maybe 32 gigabytes of RAM. But that's
Yeah.
just people when I went to go get when I was getting a PC, like Quill, like Switch and all that. That's what their recommendations was because 16 is like the standard, but they recommended to get like at least 32 gig of RAM and 1 to 2 terabyte of storage.
You know what's funny about that too? I'm looking at this thing here, and it's like, it's as powerful as the PS. It has similar performance to the PS4 and the Xbox One, and can run just about any PC game. But again, like,
That's current gen, which is not
yeah,
next. So they're doing a handheld version of current gen stuff when everything else is like moving forward to next gen.
pretty much. Not only that, but again, like, why would you if you've been gaming on a PC, like, for most of your fucking life, why would you switch over to a handheld console? Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. The people who have the Switch, like the Switch is popular because like Nintendo has established an install base of people who use handheld consoles, and there's a lot on the Switch to offer, like the ability
Yeah.
to use it as a mini console.
Yeah, I feel like without the existence of the DS, I don't know if Switch would have been as successful. It still would have made money because it's Nintendo, but like how big it was, I think without the existence of the handheld DS and all the variations after that, I don't know. But with PC,
Exactly.
it's always just been PC. Even if it's a laptop, that's still something that's grounded.
Exactly.
That's not handheld.
It's not some tiny ass fucking screen that I'm supposed to stare at and be like, "Oh, look at this! I can kill this guy playing Hitman 3." Like, what? Not only that, but the
So the only kind of next gen thing they have is ray tracing, which I think is overrated to be honest.
let me see.
It was like, well, we got ray tracing. It's just like, yeah, that's like the last thing I care about.
I
The whole
don't.
point of ray tracing, it makes lights, reflections, and shadows look more realistic. Like, oh, whoop de fucking do.
The Steam Deck offers more storage options. Like, it's so much more powerful. Who cares?
But it has less of a battery life compared to the Switch. I mean, given everything, I think that kind of makes sense why there's less of a battery life.
Not
Because
only
if it's supposed to be more powerful, of course it's going to use more power.
ex-
The battery's got to drain more.
exactly, so like it's offset by the battery drain, the fact that it's also probably much more expensive than the Switch. And again, like the Switch has built this audience. And if you don't like handheld games, boom, it turns into a fucking console. Whereas what alternatives does the Steam Deck offer? I mean, it because like if I want to play on the PC, I can just play on the PC. Like I already have a PC. I don't that can run any game I want. I don't really need a Steam Deck. So
Yeah,
it's not really offering me anything. And like the only argument I can see for it is that, oh well, you can play it on the go. That's it.
which sucks anyway, playing on the go. Like, because you're gonna have to play it inside. Because we talked about this earlier, and it's
Yeah.
like, have you tried playing like playing the Switch outside, like sun out and everything? You can't hardly see shit. Even if you're in like shade, you can still hardly see it. That's why
Seriously.
if you ever see someone like fucking you be playing a Switch like out in public and handheld, they're always already inside somewhere. So kind of
Exactly.
it somewhat defeats the purpose because you're still inside. You're technically outside, but you're inside somewhere else.
Exactly, yeah, because you can't really like play it outside because the glare from the sun will fuck up your ability to see what the hell is going on anyway, and that kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many factors that are just being ignored. Also, I am so pissed off. I still can't find this fucking Switch. I don't know where the fuck it is.
Rip.
I'm gonna tear this fucking
And then
bedroom
and
up.
then also like the Steam Deck is just like, hey, we've got like different storage options like 64 gig, 256 gig, 512 gig. It's just like for like what you're like I would argue a lot of what people use Steam for, the games that they have, require a lot of gigabytes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of space. So like 64, like no one's gonna go for a 64 one unless they're gonna play like older games that take up just
I mean,
megabytes
unless
instead.
I'm gonna play Among Us, I'd like 64
Among
gigs
Us,
is
yeah.
fucking trash. Like that's fucking nothing. Like you need more than that. Like
Like why don't 64 gigabytes should not be an option. The 256 should be like the minimum.
honestly, I'm gonna go a little further than you. I say this 250, 200 what 256. That should be the fucking default. That should be like the standard.
Yeah, that's what I
base.
said. That's what I said. The default
Oh,
like
the
minimum.
minimum. Okay, oh, I'm retarded. I thought you meant like the middle. I don't know why I heard. I don't know why I heard middle. I'm autistic. Sorry.
That's
Continue.
alright. There's like a lot of like the bigger popular games like or like reach into like the 90 to 100 gigabytes. So like if that's what if that's what you want to play on the Steam Deck, like you've got no choice but to go for 256 and higher.
Pretty much.
Like 64 is just going to be so pointless.
No one's gonna go for 64. Yeah, exactly. No one's really gonna go for 64 anyway because a lot of new games are really demanding in their space. Even what is that? Even ported games like Automata, or I'm sorry, Near Automata, like they have high storage demands too.
Yeah,
So
and also the PC version still isn't fixed, so
yeah, it's so trash. Oh my god.
that's why I got it on PS4
Like
instead.
what's funny, right? When you look up the game, when you look up the reviews for like the ratings and reviews for Near
It's like mixed, isn't it?
yeah, it's mixed, and it's like, and when you
It's all technical reasons. It's not like
exactly, yeah,
about
it's all
the game
technical
itself.
reasons, dude. Fucking Near Replicant got its ass fucking kicked because of that shit. Because like
Yeah, because
on the
fucking Platinum, and whatever studio did it, they don't know how to fucking properly optimize their games for
they
PC.
really don't. And like you see the reviews for it on like PlayStation. It's like a 94 or some shit, and then or an 80 or so. I don't know. I forgot. It's actually it's pretty fucking high on like PS4. But like you see it on PC, and it's like a 70 or some shit, and it's all just technical complaints.
Yeah,
Like this game can't run for shit. The game is poorly optimized. I can't run. There's stutters. I'm always freezing. It's let me go see because I am kind of curious. Let me see here.
so it's Square, by the way. I know Platinum did or Automata, but near replicant Square.
Let me see here. What is it? Near 1.22 mix or some shit. 1.22
Yeah,
reviews.
near replicant version 1.22.
Yeah,
There's more numbers, but I think that's the what most of them abbreviate to.
yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, yeah. I got like an 83, and then you look at it for best PS4 game of 2021. It got a ranking for that. Huh. I didn't know that. It got best PS4 game of oh, look at that. Near Replicant got best PS4 game of 2021. That's cool. Let me see here. Let me see. Where's X? Let me see PC rating. Here we go. For PC, yeah, it got an like. It's funny because the critics gave it an 80, but it has like a 7.0 with the PC. Let me see. Let's see here. Mix. Alright, hold on. Let me see here. Okay, where the fuck is it? Oh shit, let me see. What the hell? Where are all the ratings?
I was gonna say you could just go to the Steam
Alright, let me
page,
see.
look at
Okay,
all the
let me see.
reviews.
Uh, a lot of technical issues. Let me see. A lot of technical issues. This is
But actually,
weird.
very surprisingly, the near replicant one is very positive, at least on Steam.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, it
not
didn't.
mixed.
I mean, it didn't have like. Oh, it's not mixed. I'm surprised. It didn't
Yeah,
have as many technical issues as near Automata, but it had a lot of technical issues, just not as many. So I guess I'll give it that. It didn't have as many. The it wasn't as shittily optimized. There we go. That's my thumbs up for it. You weren't as shittily optimized. Also, Metacritic is trash. Don't use Metacritic.
yes.
I'm using fucking Metacritic, and it's like, why am I like? I'm using Metacritic, and it's fucking trash. Let's see. There we go. Please enter your date of birth. Windows, PC gamer. Again, I am Let's see here. Uh, it got a Steam award. Where the fuck is the rating for it? Shit, where's the rating for it? I can't find it. Let me see here. Okay, where's the rating for it on Steam? Because I'm on the Steam page, but I can't find the rating for it. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Very positive. I'm so blind. It was right here. Oh my god, you're right.
Literally right under the
I'm so
short
fucking.
description.
Okay. You gotta cut out me stumbling and bubbling around for the rating for 5 minutes.
Nah, I'm keeping it in.
Oh my god, thank you. Oh yeah. Get everyone.
But
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, look, looking up more on the Steam Deck, it's like the Steam Deck can output up to 8K at 60 hertz or 4K at 120 hertz via USB. Oh, so it has to be fucking plugged in.
Wait, it has to be plugged
When
in.
connected to an external display. So it, so what's the point of that? That's not even by itself. Which to be honest, I don't think it could do it by itself.
It has to be plugged in.
In order to get 8K or 4K
Oh, okay.
resolution. Because the standard, it's a 7-inch display, 1280 by 800 resolution with a 1610 aspect ratio.
I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So here's my thing.
But supports up to 8K and 4K when connected to an external display.
Okay, here's my question, right? Okay. So I'm supposed to stare at some tiny ass fucking screen, right? Looking at, I guess, I don't know whatever comes out. I don't know. Fucking Doom.
Yeah, who knows?
Why not?
Fucking New World. Let's say that.
New World.
A game so good it fucking burns your GPU.
Playing fucking New World.
Apparently, yeah.
Instead, what? Here's what I don't understand. Why don't they just come out with a console?
I don't know.
I mean,
I think this is technically what it is. It's handheld.
I mean, I
But
guess
I know what
so.
you mean, like an actual proper console.
Yeah, because I mean,
Well, I feel like because
the market's
it's
already flooded.
not only that, but because I feel like Steam would have some kind of deal with like Microsoft or something.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like no.
So they
Now
can't-
because Microsoft is now putting a lot of their some of their Xbox games on Steam. You know, primarily Halo,
I never.
and then
thought
also
about
having
that.
the Game Pass work on both Steam and Xbox. I feel like they probably don't want to do their own console because of that.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's a good point. Here's my thing though. It's just like people are so people who use this, right, who play on Steam. They already play on Steam. They're already computer gamers.
Yeah, they're already on gaming PCs.
Exactly.
Even if you have like a standard laptop, you could still play some of those games.
Exactly.
Just not the high end ones.
Yeah, and they're gonna play on a laptop. There's a completely different experience playing on a laptop or a gaming PC than there is fucking handheld.
Yeah.
I mean, does it have the switch option where it turns into a console kind of when you hook it up to a TV?
I don't know.
Because I mean, I guess you could argue, oh well, you can play it on the go and you can play it on the TV, but I mean, outside of playing it on the go, which I doubt many people would do anyway, I can already play it on my computer, so I just don't see the point. And like you said, it's operating on current gen technology, so current gen performance. Whereas everyone now is in next gen. People want a Xbox Series 1 or Series X and PS5. Thank you. Yeah, because that's what people.
Even though PC is already ahead of both of them, so
exactly. So why
making a handheld which goes backwards is a bit weird.
Exactly. And people are like, And now you have articles trying to pump up the fucking like the fucking Steam Deck, talking about like, oh, look at this. There are memes like, look at all these memes about people wanting the Steam Deck. Like, no, like why? I already have an. You know who's gonna buy this? This is basically gonna be bought by people who already have a lot of money, who are very small in number, and who probably won't even play it that fucking much. That's what I think, anyway.
Or it's there's already fucking scalpers that've bought all of it and
That's funny.
trying to sell them. But I think like eBay's like, yeah, no fam.
That's funny.
So I think I can't remember where I saw this from, but yeah, apparently eBay is like cracking down on scalpers for the Steam Deck. So
Did it come out? It already came out?
oh no, I think like the pre-orders.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
scalpers that are like buying up all the pre-orders and then putting their own up for like people to buy, but at like bigger prices. Same with with what happened with like the PS5.
Like, okay,
Uh,
so there won't be like another PS5 issue.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And speaking of games, Netflix.
Woo!
You know that video streaming service where you watch sometimes exclusive movies or TV shows, but also some existing ones that get put onto the platform. Well, they're heading into the video game business because reasons. Money? I'm going to say money.
You know, yeah, I think so. So Clownfish TV made an interesting point, and they said that it makes so with Netflix, right? Eventually you're going to reach a point, reach like a peak of who all is willing to buy a subscription for your service, especially with competing streaming services like Disney Plus now, and or
Yeah.
Hulu, which Disney owns. So like this is basically, how do you get more people? Well, you do stupid shit like make a mobile game. At least that's basically it. It's like it just
Well,
comes off.
that's what they're starting with.
Yeah.
Of course, they are starting with fucking mobile games.
Also,
They get all those microtransactions.
subscribers get to play them for free. I'm sorry, get to play them with their subscriptions.
No,
They're free
I
mobile
don't.
games.
I don't use Netflix for video games. Fuck off with this shit.
Don't you want to play Flappy Bird?
No, I could already play it already without a subscription.
Wait, what mobile games do you play anyway?
I don't. I don't play any mobile
You don't
games.
play any mobile games.
Not anymore, at least.
Wait, you used to play mobile? What did you used to play?
Yeah, like fucking what is it, like fucking of course like Candy Crush and all that. Used to play that.
How old
Um,
were you?
I don't know. What else? Fucking Plants vs Zombies. I think that's
Oh,
literally
everyone
it.
plays that.
And the Power Rangers like fighting game.
Oh, I
That
didn't
was
know
on
there was a
Legacy Wars. That was on mobile.
I didn't even
I
know
played
people
that.
played that. I didn't even know that there was a Power Rangers game on mobile.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, Legacy Wars. Like that's it. Like
Yeah, you're right. Everyone plays Plants vs Zombies though. What you were saying?
yeah. I like. Yeah, this whole like fucking video game thing. Yeah, they're only doing this for money because
Yeah, pretty much.
COVID has kind of fucked everyone over.
Not exactly. Not only that, but like Netflix probably spends a lot of money in its own original content anyway, producing it because they produce their own original content. So with their numbers probably reaching at least some, like theoretically speaking, some kind of peak. I could see that as an argument. It makes sense that they'd want to expand their market for more money because that's basically all this is. It's just like a cash grab. That's why they're going with mobile games because you can make money off of mobile games, and it's a way of dipping your toe into the market without fully committing on some like AAA fucking game that'll probably bomb anyway.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, they're doing fucking mobile games. Hardly anyone has mobile games or likes them.
You know,
Even then, like Netflix, you're going to be competing with China for mobile games. So
pretty
for
much.
good fucking luck,
Like the Asian market eats
it's
up like
completely flooded with fucking mobile
mobile games.
games.
Yeah, like so you'll
And
have
with China in particular, it's just the same game but with different models.
So I think of the demographic who mostly plays mobile games in the U.S. I think it's something like either little kids or older women
Moms,
or moms. Yeah,
yeah, older
like
women, yeah,
yeah, older women and little kids who mostly play mobile games and shit. And then you have like gotcha games, which are their own like market. But I don't see
yeah.
I don't see Netflix making a gotcha game. They probably make something similar to like
I
Plants
mean,
vs Zombies or something like that.
they've made a VTuber. It's not out of the realm of
Oh,
possibilities.
that's a good point. They'll probably look at the Asian market and see what the Asian market is doing, and then try to copy it.
Pretty much. So will we be joining Netflix's fucking video games shit? No, probably not.
You don't want to. You don't want
I don't
to.
know what like. The thing is, like, how's this work? So are they making new games or they're
So,
licensing other games?
Alright, let me see. So, Netflix revealed that its initial efforts in gaming will be focused on mobile games and that the games will be included with users' Netflix subscriptions. Alright. We're
So I
also.
think they're making it. Mobile games are somewhat easy to make, so
Okay, you'll find
I
this.
would assume so.
Chris, you'll find this interesting. We're also in
Yes.
the early stages of further expanding into games, building on our earlier efforts around interactivity, e.g., Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and our Stranger Things games. We view gaming as another new content category for us, similar to our expansion into original films, animation, and unscripted TV. Games will be included in expansion into and games will be included in members' Netflix subscriptions at no additional cost, similar to films. Oh, you got to tell me what the games are like. You got to stream a Netflix game, Chris.
Oh boy.
All
Okay.
right, and
Sure.
series initially will be primarily focused on games for mobile devices. We're as excited as ever about our movies and TV series offering. And okay, this is basically just more like PR talk. There's
Yeah.
still no details on what type of games will actually be available, though Netflix recently extended its TV deal with Shonda Rhimes to include feature films and gaming content. There's also no word on how games will be delivered to Netflix subscribers. But they are okay, and the company has already dipped its toes into gaming experiences like Black Mirror Bandersnatch, and Carmen San Diego. I don't know.
Oh.
What are these games? Black Mirror Bandersnatch could become Netflix's secret marketing weapon.
And it's
Uh,
not just like it's old in in in, in
oh,
modern terms. That was like a year or two ago, maybe three.
oh, it's a choose your own adventure game. So it's like a walking, like a Telltale game.
Yeah,
All right,
but it was
and
but as a TV show, that's what it was.
A Shanghai skyline.
okay, let me see.
My main worry is who they decided to hire. A former the a former member of EA, if hired as their vice president of game development. And given the news they want to start with mobile games, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because EA is all about that. Man, is all about like pumping as much money out of its users as possible. That's why The Sims 4 is so trash. Like it's so like because essentially like they stripped all. And I know The Sims. LOLOL. You play The Sims? Yes, I know. Like they took with The Sims, right? They stripped a lot of its features that were in the base game, and they put them into DLC that you have to pay for.
Ah, that sucks.
So, and what you have with The Sims 4 is a stripped down product that that consist of like the bare minimum of like Sims 4 content and like all these like DLCs and expansion packs that are filled with stuff that was already in the previous Sims games.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be like, what's a good comparison? It'd be like if in Monster Hunter, it'd be like if in Monster Hunter you had to pay for like different gears.
Technically, yes, but that's in game.
Yeah,
You don't use real. It's like, oh, you can use real world money to buy the best fucking dual swords in Monster Hunter
pretty much.
instead of like getting the right material, the right amount of money for it, in-game money for it. Yeah.
Exactly, that's basically it. Like they force you to pretty much. They'd basically be like doing that, like forcing you to pay for different gear sets with like real life money, with
Yeah.
real world money, and it's like that's basically the Sims 4. So that's pretty much the type of company that EA is, where they'll like strip mine a IP and then force you to fucking pay for like all. They'll strip an IP and then force you to pay for all of like the basic elements of that fucking IP or game or whatever.
Yeah.
Awful. But that's EA though, so I'm not really totally surprised.
I don't see Netflix being as successful when it comes to video games.
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to segue that into Black Widow was saying, you know what wasn't successful?
Black Widow.
Was Black Widow.
Dude, like it fell off a cliff, man. Right?
Boy, it fucking... The article you linked me, yeah. Black Widow suffers worst box office drop in MCU history. Theater owners blame Disney Plus. 60 tumbled by a staggering 67% in its second weekend of release. Which makes it even funny when we get to talk about it. It's fucking the new Space Jam beat it. That's sad.
It is like, yeah, the new Space Jam, like Space Jam 2, which is universally despised as a terrible movie, like trounced Black Widow
So yeah, I'm not surprised that it dropped because a lot of people decided that it's a pirate's life for me when it came to
Ahoy!
Black Widow because no one wants to go to theaters because of COVID. Even if it's like, oh no, don't worry, it's safe. Yeah, no one wants to risk it. Plus, it's just as bad paying for the like ticket prices. Like how much would a ticket be there over in the States?
A ticket price over here is, let me see, has to be $20.
Something like Black Widow, like standard ticket price, and let's say also get food, drink. No, if you're driving there, like how much is fuel gonna cost?
Let me see.
That would almost.
Let me look
$30
at
bucks.
let me look at the tickets for Black Widow. Ticket price, Black Widow.
Because here, our prices are different depending on the cinema chain we go to.
Yeah.
If I go to like, let's see, I'll go to like the one of the cheapest ones, which is the one I usually go to most times, but
Yeah.
I don't go to fucking theaters anymore, so I don't care. Let's see, I don't want to. I just want to find. I don't want to fucking final login. Jesus Christ.
Let me see.
Okay.
AMC theaters are. Did you know Demon Slayer did really well here?
I'm not surprised.
When they played it in the movies, it actually did really well. It beat like. It was barely beaten by Mortal Kombat, but that's only because Mortal Kombat was played at was played on more screens than it, and then it beat Mortal Kombat eventually anyway.
I'm not surprised. So the cheapest ones here, so adult, $9.50 for Black Widow. And then also their food there is relatively cheap, so let's say $5. It's $14 already. add another $4 to $5. We're almost at $20.
Alright, let me see.
Actually, no.
Black Widow.
Bump that to maybe 22, 24, since like having to get there and then having to get back.
So like that's the cost of basically the cost of it if you're going there.
That's the cheapest option.
Let's see here, get tickets.
Now if I go to like a big main chain one. Let's see. Done. Original.
Let me see.
Let's pick a.
How much are the tickets for Black Widow? Let's see here.
See.
Let's see here. Right.
$15, $9 if you're a member. No, okay. So let's say we're not a member. It's $15 for a standard ticket to Black Widow. And then their food and drinks cost a lot. So that's about maybe $10. That's $25 already. And then I haven't even counted the like getting there and then getting back. So we're going like 30, almost over 30.
So like, and Disney is charging like a flat $30, right?
Plus a subscription fee if you're not already subscribed.
So how much is the subscription fee for Disney Plus?
Let's see. I think they raised it recently.
Yeah.
Maybe, oh no. So it's $8 in the US. If I make that into Australian, $12 in Australian. So we're almost at and also past $40.
But that's if you that's if you
don't have a subscription. If you already have a subscription, you're paying $30, which is, like we said, just about the same price.
Okay, but if you don't have a subscription, you're paying about $40. Is that it?
Roughly, almost 40.
Okay.
Yeah, almost 40. Yeah.
So the base ticket price for Black Widow in Australia is like what, $17, $20?
So between $9 to $15. Depending on what chain you go to.
I mean, and to make it more, you have to like add up all of these other like subjective factors like movie, like food and transportation and shit.
Food, transportation.
And those are heavily.
If you're taking public transport, like how much you're paying for that. If you're taking like bus or train, or if you're driving yourself, like fuel cost, like how much does that factor in for having to drive there and then drive back?
If you if you don't factor in all of those other things, which admittedly are fairly subjective anyway, because like you could live closer to a movie theater, you may not order anything, you may order a small soda, and so on and so forth. You're still not paying as much as like a Disney Plus subscription for this movie, if you think about it. The movie theaters are offering you like a cheaper alternative. But then like who goes to the movie theaters anymore anyway, so
yeah. Like I said, yeah, with like regardless of all that, with COVID happening, like who wants to risk going to a movie theater?
Masks are not required for fully vaccinated guests. There we go. I don't. That's like the first thing you see.
But yeah, like it. I don't blame theaters for blaming Disney Plus.
I can't.
But even then, I wouldn't go to a movie theater either way.
Okay.
They're both bad.
Okay. Get your Black Widow collectible like popcorn tin for $15. If it's filled with popcorn, it's $15.
I just get standard popcorn. Well, I would just go home and just make my own popcorn.
Pretty much. Like, people be smuggling food into the theaters all the time anyway.
And that's what I did.
So, yeah, like, I don't even need to do that. I mean, like, buying food at the theaters is like, that's like something you do because you, like, want to have, like, you want to enjoy the experience. Let me see.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, admittedly, the drinks are bigger there.
Oh my god! Do
So,
you want to know how much the ticket price is for at least for like my local theater here?
yeah, how much?
All right, it's $12 for an adult.
Yeah.
It's $10 for a child, and the senior it's $11 for a ticket.
Jesus.
That's it. And it's like only $10 over there for you, right?
$9 for one chain. $9 for the other chain if you're a member. $15 if you're not.
So watching it at a theater is infinitely
Costs more.
Yeah, it costs more in the city. Yeah, it costs more at in the if you buy a lot of food, it does cost more. If you don't buy a lot of food and you just go there, like I want to go here and I want to watch my shitty movie, that's only $12. Now, if you buy it on Disney Plus, that's like $40.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck would I go to like? My thing is like I can. Here's the thing too. While I can understand blaming Disney Plus for it, because I mean, like obviously people would rather watch it on Disney Plus. Like one of the main reasons why like Hollywood is always hesitant to stream their movies or whatever or to release them early is because like things get released onto the internet really quickly.
Yeah.
Like that's how we were able to watch. Well, I mean that's how we may or may not have watched A Quiet Place 2, which is a movie we probably should review one day.
I mean, we can easily do it now. It's not good. There, review over.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad.
It is such a pointless sequel. The Quiet Place did not need a sequel.
Okay, so this is the Quill segment of the this is the Quill segment here. If you don't like, okay, so the thing that people liked about it, or some people anyway liked about, and I call it the Quill segment because this is basically his issues with it, or with the idea of a sequel. If you don't like if you like, for some people, the point of the Quiet Place was the mystery of the monsters and getting sucked into the adventures that the family the what the family went through, the hardships they went through. So when you answer questions for the monsters, like it kills their interest in the movie because the mystery was the point of it, and the Quiet Place 2 kind of does that. Like I don't think anyone gives a shit about spoilers. The monsters all come from some random meteor in outer space. That's it.
Yeah, we talked about this. I think in a previous podcast.
Oh, yeah,
they just came from fucking space. Wow, thank you.
That's it. They just come from a meteor in outer space. You know what was You know what was interesting about that movie?
Who cares?
You know what? The beginning of the movie with the prequel to everything falling apart was more interesting than the movie itself. Like seeing all this crazy shit happening, seeing like society basically deal with these monsters, like that was more interesting than 3 hours of silence, because that movie was fucking boring. Like nothing happened. It was slow. I think all we did was make fun of it.
Yeah.
And then you have and then you had the what was it? The little girl who I guess was the main character-ish. She didn't do anything until like the very end. And her brother was fucking useless. Like that movie was so fucking terrible. I hate this fucking movie. It's so overrated. People are, oh, The Quiet Place 2 is such a masterpiece, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. Nothing happens. It was so fucking boring. Like, I fell asleep during the fucking movie. I don't want to fall asleep during a fucking movie especially during a horror movie. And I know some people will say, oh, A Quiet Place 2 isn't a horror movie. Like, you're not supposed to think of it that way. Like, then what the fuck? Then, you know what? It's a boring movie if it's not a horror movie. There you go. There you go. It's not a horror movie. It's a boring movie. It's like nothing fucking happened. And the monsters don't even. The monsters aren't even fucking cool anymore because they can get taken out by like regular gunfire. They can
Yeah.
get. Like, that's it. They can get taken out by regular fucking gunfire. That's not fucking mysterious or interesting. Like, oh, they can be killed by regular. If they can be killed by regular arms fire, then how come they took over the fucking world? Also, here's another fucking question for you. How come these niggas can't swim? They can't fucking swim. They cannot fucking swim. So, how are they threatening? What if you live on an island? What if you live on a fucking island? So you have all these monsters destroying shit, and they can't fucking swim. And if they can't fucking swim, they aren't really that threatening. And it's not like they're like a hive mind or super intelligent. They're basically just fucking animals that track sound. I do not know why I went on that rant.
That's alright. That's fine. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, to finish this talk about Black Widow, it's hilarious. It fucking dropped.
It really is because like it was like this controversial movie that was coming out, and it was like this big movie everyone was talking about, and now it's, no one talks about it anymore except that it bombed by like 67% and collapsed, and like Disney is probably
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn on whether or not Disney is to blame for it. I mean, here's my I don't know if you'll agree with me. I just really feel like there's not as much interest in MCU movies as there used to be.
Yeah, pretty much. Endgame should have literally just been the last MCU film.
Pretty much, it's like
It really did feel like it was the end.
yeah, and like everything else is just. And then you have Eternals, which is coming out, and I'm like, I am not at all interested in that movie.
And
That movie just looks fucking boring. Also, apparently, did you watch the rest of Loki?
no, I know how it ends, but
That
I
is
didn't,
an
I
end.
didn't watch the rest of it.
Let's spoil anybody who watches this podcast.
Alright, so the whole fucking TVA was created by a good variant of Kang, the Conqueror. Immortus.
Oh, wait. Didn't you say this before? Wait, aren't you the one who told me about, like, aren't you the one who mentioned Kang the Conqueror probably being a villain or an antagonist or something?
As maybe one of the big bads of the MCU, yes, but of Loki, no.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so they don't even call him Kang. He's he who remains. That's just what they call him because he's based off Immortus and he who remains.
And, like, this evil Loki, or I'm sorry, Enchantress. So here's what frustrates me. They take comic book inspired. They take comic book characters, and they aren't even the same character anymore, and they don't even give them the same name. They give them, like, I don't know. It's bullshit. Go ahead.
It is, yeah.
Alright, go ahead, Chris. Continue spoiling it.
Oh yeah, so yeah, fucking yeah. So it turns out, yeah, good Kang is the one that set up the TVA because the whole multiversal war was caused by all the other evil Kangs. So it's just like, hey, I'll give you a choice. You can stay here to lead the TVA, or you can kill me and let all the timelines branch out, create a new multiverse, but also risk all my evil variants, like, coming back into existence or whatever. So fucking female Loki, Sylvie just kills him. And then Loki gets trapped in like an alternate universe version of the TVA. Because we need a second season.
What is the alternate universe version of the TVA?
Oh, it's just the same, it's just they don't know who Loki is.
Are you serious? So they literally just restarted the same. They literally just reused the same premise, or just
Kind
restarted
of,
it
yeah.
from the beginning.
Pretty much, yeah.
That that sucked.
Like, that's what I hate about. This is what I honestly hate about the Disney Plus shows, is that they're just nothing but they're just lead ups to other things. It's
Yeah,
worse than the movies with like the post credit scenes. They're
they're
just a lead up to something else. Like Scarlet Witch is just a lead up to season. Oh, WandaVision is a lead up to season 2 and to Doctor Strange.
yeah.
I don't even know. Falcon Winter Soldier is a lead up to who fucking knows, and I don't know. But like Loki's a lead up to fucking Ant-Man and the Wasp or Ant-Man 3 because Kang is supposed to be in that film apparently.
Why is
And
Kang?
then Loki season 2.
Why is Kang supposed to be is gonna be an Ant-Man and Wasp?
I don't know.
This is terrible. All of this is terrible. So basically, the Disney Plus shows are just like advertisements now.
Pretty much. They're just advertisements for what's next.
All right. So Eternals, are you listening? Are you looking forward to that?
No,
Nor am I.
I don't care. The trailer looked fucking bland as hell.
It really did. Like it looked so fucking boring. I didn't know what was going
So
on.
it's
And I
it's
don't
it's
care.
it's so convenient that they've been on Earth the entire time but did nothing.
You know that was a meme. Like that was literally what people were saying in the comments. They've been
Yeah,
here forever, but like Thor, I'm sorry, Thanos, Loki, nothing.
literally everything, and they did nothing. I know it's who cares?
I think I went on some autistic rant about how like why black men always portrayed as like effeminate, ugly, or just submissive and like fucking shit now.
Yeah. And speaking of black men and shit, Space Jam.
It's time to jam.
So yeah, new legacy because we're gonna watch this afterwards. I haven't seen it. Corrupt, you have.
I have. You want me to tell you a little bit
Um,
about it?
if you want to talk, I don't care. I honestly don't care about spoilers.
All right. So okay.
But before that, I want to say this because after the release of the film, the director Malcolm D. Lee says he wants to make a third one, but he wants The Rock as the lead, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and he wants to change it from basketball to wrestling. And so I say to that sounds dumber than Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Oh my god, he wants to
Because the whole point of Space Jam is about the basketball. Aside from like it's about Looney Tunes and basketball. Jam.
That's the whole
That's the
point,
term
yeah.
that's not connected to wrestling. It's connected to NBA. NBA Jam. Come on and slam and welcome to the jam.
Yeah, it's time to slam.
Like that has nothing to do with wrestling. You'd have to change the name.
You'd have to change the premise.
Yeah, you'd have to change the premise as well.
Like,
Look, the fucking. I don't know. Like,
oh,
it's.
you know what's funny?
What's it going to be called? It have to be something wrestling related because it can't be Space Jam. Be
You-
Space.
You know what's funny? The director got into some.
Space Heel.
You know what?
Space Kayfabe.
You know what's funny? It's like the director got into some autistic slap fight with people on Twitter because
Of course.
like about like Lola Bunny's redesign. He's like, it's sad how people care about an over-sexualized female rabbit, and I'm like, I don't know. It's sadder that you're getting into an argument with people over Twitter about said female rabbit.
You're all sad in this situation.
Pretty much.
there are no winners in this situation.
You don't get a win. You don't get a win because you dunked on because you participated in an argument.
Oh, you're
about-
attracted to a cartoon rabbit. Fucking get owned, haters.
Like,
It's like, yeah, but you're arguing with them. That's as sad for different
pretty
reasons.
much. Seriously, and it's like you're white knighting for a redesign of a cartoon rabbit. Like this isn't. So, all right. This is so here's this is why no matter how successful EVS may or may not be in life, he will always be a faggot. Arguing with people like his, he gets into these retarded slap fights on Twitter, and it's like, I'm successful, yes, but you're arguing with retards who don't matter over the
You're
internet.
arguing with idiots, and
You look
you're
like a
clinging
fucking
to
idiot.
dying topics. Remember when he just did nothing but Star Wars and Captain Marvel way past when they were relevant?
Seriously, it's
Like,
like
and he was also one of the many people going on the whole, Kathleen Kennedy is definitely going to get fired,
and she wasn't.
and she wasn't.
Seriously, it's like
And as much as I don't like Kathleen Kennedy, it's just like you're all saying it, and she's still there.
pretty much like
You say this like every year.
she's not going to get fired. She never will.
No.
Like the story group is
He
still
makes
in
he makes
power.
Disney too much money. They're not getting rid of her
The story
yet.
exactly yet. The story group is still in power. If the story group gets broken up, then yes, you are right. But until diversity in dinosaurs is a thing of the past, like no, they're not going. She's not going anywhere. But yeah, like you're successful. You have like a warehouse, or you sell your fucking comics now. But at the end of the day, you still argue with retards on the internet. Like I mean, I'm sorry, but like you don't get
That's true.
you don't get to say you don't get a win because you fucking because like I get it, you like you're doing well, but like at the end of the day, you're still spending time on Twitter getting into fights with people who don't fucking matter and don't care. And like why? Like see and I guess you could call me I get it. Like everybody wants to like get. I get it. Eventually, everyone gets into a fight here and there on Twitter. That's the nature of Twitter. But like, if you're successful, then like, who cares? Like, I mean, if you're like making money and you're successful and you're doing well for yourself, who gives a shit? Like, why? Like, why are you getting into fights with people who don't fucking matter? They don't fucking matter. And you look like a fucking moron for getting into fights with them. There are no winners in this. There aren't. There are no winners, Pie Man.
Just
No winners.
stick to your grifting, and that's it.
Oh my god, it's funny.
Like all these it's people no shade against them personally, but still doing like fucking SJW owned content in 2021. Like I hate to pull the whole current year thing, but like SJW owned content is fucking old.
No, people still do woke content.
It has gone past it. It's gone past its use by date.
People, not really. I mean, people do a lot of anti-woke shit. A lot of commentary.
But like the whole like
community
the
shit.
SJWs get owned, like that was like relevant years ago. It wasn't. It's still a thing, like woke people and all that. But like the whole the counter to that, like because I would kind of argue like wokeness isn't as big as it was like a few years ago. Like it still exists. It's still a thing, but like
Oh,
it was like huge, kind of like Comicsgate was like big back like in the very early years. Now it's like it's essentially dead.
Oh, I
It's
see.
a comics game.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because wokeness isn't as much of a threat as it used to be, there's no point in like talking about it.
Yeah, and a lot of them just repeat the same stuff anyway.
I mean, so here's like this is the small counter I would give to that. Like, it's mostly because like okay, like take the new He-Man shit for example. It's mostly because like a lot of woke shit is focused on like entertainment and like okay, like for example, right? Like I love we both love Kamen Rider, right? Like but neither of us wants to see like fucking Kamen Rider fighting Donald Trump. I mean, it would be
Yeah.
so. Like I think that's kind of the point. Like that's kind of the point. It's like the things that you enjoy and the media that you consume are like being used as vehicles for some like moron with blue hairs like politics, and I think that's more or less like why, and that's why it's still thriving, because I mean it does thrive on YouTube. Like it, like people who aren't even who don't call themselves like anti SJW or anti woke like make fun of this shit. Like look at like they still get like a lot of live viewers, and people outside of that community still make fun of that shit because like it's in entertainment, so people are going to make fun of it because it's still in entertainment. That's kind of and that's kind of why you still see like SJW like fuck SJWs, I hate SJW shit. Like, for example, Cyrus, who's like a commentator, was making fun of a BuzzFeed feminist in like 2021 because like these people still like exist and they still have enough of a presence. It's a diminished presence. I agree, it is a diminished presence, but it is still a presence, though. You know, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's like, it's just that I would say the problem is that like the personalities themselves, like you either like them or you don't, but like the content still kind of exists because there's still something for it to react to, and there's still people, and there's still like really cringy shit getting made. Like I Am Starfire, like what was his name, fucking Hero Hey, who doesn't even cover like really and like SJW shit, like made a video about it. I mean, like lots of people made videos just dunking on like I'm not Starfire, because I mean it's incredibly fucking cringe. Or like the Powerpuff Girls remake, like so long as like woke shit might not be as like woke shit isn't as prominent as it used to be. It's died down a lot, but as long as woke shit still gets made and makes cringy shit, people are gonna make fun of it. So, I mean, that's pretty much my point. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
At least you see where get where I'm coming from, at least.
I get where you come from.
Alright.
I think just a lot of it just ends up being repetitive.
Because you're bored of it.
They're just saying the same thing as like years ago. It's like, yeah, they're dumb. I get it.
Yeah, I can get that. It's repetitive because like you're tired of hearing about the same shit. I'm tired of hearing like I get tired of hearing about it too, because like for example, right, somebody who like the people who made I'm Not Starfire, or whatever the hell that book's name is, they're never gonna change. They're not going to stop making the same type of comics they make. DC is going to make these weird YA comics that no one reads and no one likes, because that's the path that they've gone down, and like talking about it isn't really going to change anything. I mean,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
It isn't really going to change anything, and I agree, but on the other hand, I don't really see a problem with like responding to it. Like, after all, I mean, if you can't respond to shit that's like fucking cringy, like we wouldn't really have a podcast, you know?
That's true, yeah.
There you go. Like, besides, I love making fun of that shit too. I love making fun of that shit too. Holy shit. Like, remember, like, that's why I loved having, like, I changed my name to God of Karens, because I love the fucking Karen movie that much. Like, that's my title on the Discord, is God of Karens, and it was for the longest time I had the picture of the Karen bitch from fucking the Karen movie.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm like, that shit is so cringy, Chris. Holy shit. Alright, so we have one last topic to talk about, and that is Space Jam 2. And it beat Black Widow.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It
Because like
really.
LeBron tweeted, "Hi haters," and it's like Space Jam and his legacy steals ball away from Black Widow.
Like, we beat Black
It's
Widow.
like congratulations, you beat a bad film. Your bad film beat a bad film.
You beat a bad film that dropped off by 67%. That's not a victory for you, it's a loss for them. That's like if you're in a race, right? And you're like the person you're running against like gets their legs blown off by an IED or something, and then you beat them in the foot race. It's like, yeah, you beat them, but they're because their legs got blown off. Like, of course, like you fucking beat them. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, oh, like hi haters. Like, you beat a bad movie that that like lost a chunk of its fucking like money. So like of its sales. So of course you're gonna fucking win. And then you got LeBron James
Yeah.
being smug about it, like, haha, we beat Black Widow. Congratulations, you beat Black Widow. I guess because, like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. We beat a Marvel movie. It's okay, you beat a fucking Marvel movie. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, you know
So by movie like standards today, it's still technically bombed.
Yeah, I did, actually, yeah. So, both of you bombed. Congratulations. You're both losers. There you go.
You're both the same.
Pretty much.
There are no winners here,
Oh, let me
except
say.
for people who were lucky enough to not watch either of them.
I hate the fact that that would be you and not me because you avoided watching both of these movies. Like, really? There was no
I
interest in
have,
Black Widow?
but now we have to watch both of them. Well, you've already
Exactly.
watched one of them, but you're watching it again.
Yeah. Wait, don't you... Wait, didn't you fucking... Don't you still like Marvel shit?
The only recent Marvel thing I fully watched in its entirety was WandaVision. I didn't even bother with Falcon Winter Soldier. I just couldn't be bothered. And Loki only watched the first episode. That was it. Even then, I've said this before. Like WandaVision, I liked the first half, and then it starts to go down. Loki, I didn't even like from the get go.
Yeah, I couldn't... Yeah. And then you... I couldn't even get into... I didn't even want to watch Loki.
No. So let him die.
Yeah, I'm kind
Space Jam from all I've heard it's just nothing but WB joking themselves off.
What, Space Jam? Yeah, it is, pretty much. Look at all of our worlds. We have a Matrix world.
Look at all of our IPs.
That's basically... It was just product placement in the movie. I know Switch is like, well, the original Space Jam was like based off of a commercial, and that's fucking true. But
It's true,
like it
but
turned
it didn't
into
feel like it wasn't shoving it down your throat.
Yeah, it felt like a movie. You know,
A lot of people just thought it was, oh, it's just wacky basketball with Michael Jordan and Looney Tunes.
Pretty much, that's what I thought. I didn't see it as product placement, but now like you look at Space Jam 2, and yeah, that is basically product placement. Like, oh, let me describe the bits of the movie to you before you watch it, so I can set the mood. Okay,
Oh
so
boy.
the villain's name is Al G. Rhythm.
Oh yeah, Don Cheadle's character.
And
Of course. Very original. Guys, get it? Because he's a computer.
he wants to combine LeBron James with all of his properties, with all of the Warner Brother properties, and like he got like so that they can make more money. Yeah, and I shit you not, they say LeBron and the Chamber of Secrets, or LeBron and like or throw LeBron in the game, something like LeBron of Thrones or something like that.
Oh. See, this sounds like they're making fun of themselves, but I don't think
I don't
that's
think
what
they are either.
it comes off as. It sounds like that's what they wanted to be, like they're making fun of themselves.
Yeah, we're a heartless corporation.
No. They're a heartless corporation.
I mean,
That's a LeBron of all people. I'm sorry, I know he's popular. He's a real popular
he's
basketball
an
player, but
asshole
like
though.
people would naturally more fucking go towards Shaquille or Kobe before he passed away, or even like fucking the original star of Space Jam, Michael Jordan.
Oh my god! You know what was weird? They didn't include Michael Jordan in the fucking movie.
Well, from what I heard, he's referenced as a joke because they bring in Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, they do. They bring in Michael B. Jordan, but not Michael Jordan.
They're like, hey, look, I got something that can help us, Michael Jordan. And it's Michael B. Jordan. It's like, really? That's the only connection you're going to do with the first film, and it's not even really a connection.
Oh my god! There's all. Oh yeah, with the He-Man thing, like they're already starting a war with the fucking He-Man fan. The directors are starting a war with the He-Man fans. Like,
Oh, yeah, because they lied
yeah,
about that.
because
It's
they
not about
lied
Teal.
about
It's
it.
not about Teela, but it actually is.
Yeah, exactly. Because they lied to everybody and said and used it as a bait and switch. Here's my thing, right? Why not just say that it was about Tila from the beginning? Sure, people who were looking for like a He-Man revival would tune out, but if you're that confident that it can be successful as a bait and switch, then you should be then you should be confident that you'll gain new fans. Whereas this is just like a complete lie to bait people into watching the fucking show. Like that was so fucking it was so shitty too because they baited everybody with like Skeletor and He-Man and shit and then they reduced He-Man to like a background role. It's so fucking shitty. Like it's so fucking shit. Like I watched the early 2000 version of He-Man where they remade it, and that shit was fucking dope. Like I thought they'd have something like that again, but no, it's like they remade. They just it's but no, they made some like woke fucking version of fucking He-Man, and now they're like angry that people don't care for it. It's just like, I mean, you lied to everybody and said it wasn't about Tila, or if it wasn't gonna just say what it is. Just say what the fuck it is. And people will be like, oh, okay, that may not be for me, but, you know, good luck and Godspeed. Like, the reason people are angry is because you fucking lied to them repeatedly. Because this is like Kevin Smith repeatedly lied about it. Repeatedly lied about it. And then when he was and then when he was caught, he doubles down and keeps lying about it. And now they're calling people crappy fanboys.
Yeah, that's the definite way you're gonna win them over
Pretty much.
by insulting them.
It's the Marvel method.
The Marvel method,
Pretty
yeah.
much, it's the fucking Marvel method. Remember, like, see, like, cause that's how you got all this shit started in the first place. Because you have people who are like who work for you who don't shut the fuck up, who make things worse, and then the media runs with it because they see it as free clicks, and then you have like this just incredibly like toxic environment that was created because you have creatives who can't shut the fuck up. And totally
Yeah.
shit. So what else? What else have we done?
I think that's it. We talked about everything.
Let me see. How long have we been going?
An hour or so.
Almost 2 hours.
But minus probably 30 minutes.
Oh right. So
An hour and a half.
an hour and a half. So an hour and a half then. We've gone an hour and a half. One day, Chris
I think.
will reach the mythic 2 hour mark.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah,
Can't wait to edit that.
yeah, 'cause you have to edit this shit. Oh,
Yeah.
I have to like. I'm gonna look up. Oh yeah, and I have to look up getting us on Spotify. Like I
Yes.
said, can you imagine having like a bigger audience?
Oh boy. Prepare to be disappointed. Audience members, not us.
Exactly. Exactly. Like if you're here for like if you're here for like hard hitting commentary, you've come to the wrong place. This is mostly just us like bullshitting and talking about random shit that interests us or that's in the news. That's all we talk about is shit that's in the news. I don't think we even intended to become like a culture podcast, right?
No.
We're just gonna talk about random
Just
shit.
talk about anything. It's not
Yeah.
like we're comicbook.com where it's just like, yeah, we're about comic books, but sometimes we don't. So they clearly want to be a culture website, but they've named themselves comicbook.com.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they should really stick to it.
Yeah, because
I
all
remember they started doing like K-pop articles. I'm like, what the fuck are you even doing now?
Well, seriously,
You're just doing this for the attention, honestly.
pretty much, exactly. That's why they talk about manga all the goddamn time, even though it's comicbook.com.
Well, technically, yes, it is. Technically, manga is comic book. It's a form of Japanese comic. But
Yeah.
like, that I could kind of give it to them. Like going out of stuff that isn't comic related.
Here's my thing, right? I know, technically speaking, Japanese comics manga is Japanese comics, but we know what they mean when they say fucking comic books.
Yes.
You don't fucking talk about fucking comic books.
Sorry, Tim Seeley. Manga does not count as part of the comic.
It
book
really
industry.
doesn't, dude. That fucking made me mad. He's just like,
Yeah.
comics.
Dude, if I was like radical left, super woke, I could easily fucking like tear into that. Oh, sorry, you're appropriating Asian culture
Exactly.
to support the white man industry. How dare you?
Exactly.
Honestly, like anyone that was super woke could easily fucking tear into that. Because he literally said it's just like, yeah, it's part of American comic book industry. It's like, oh, okay, so you're saying like you're appropriating Japanese culture
Exactly.
for yourself.
Exactly. You know what's funny about that, right? It's just like, oh no, American comics are fine, guys. Yeah, when you
Then he tried to use book sales as well. It's just like,
Exactly.
yeah, no, that's books. That's not comics.
Exactly.
That's fucking novels. That's graphic novels.
Exactly. They
Don't
wrote
fucking lie.
Exactly. Like like American comics are doing fine. When you roll in manga, like what is it like?
Manga, young adult, kids books.
And like Indiegogo projects and shit. And when you,
I don't think they really count. They don't count those because that's indie. That's like completely. That's completely separate. They mainly, when it comes to book industry, they count YA novels, graphic novels, kids books, and then comics.
I thought they counted.
So when they say it's doing well, they're not talking about the comics. They're talking about those other three things. And then also manga.
I thought they counted Kickstarters as well. Do they not?
No. That's really kind of like separate. It's not part of the.
Because I remember they.
I don't know.
Because I remember they.
There's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. It's a weird relationship when it comes to Kickstarters and Indiegogos.
You know,
sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, this is good," but then you had like Berserker, and then they were all up in arms, like,
"Oh my
god,
god!"
You do it.
Yeah, you're right. They went like they lost their shit over Berserker. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. They lost their shit over Berserker. Like,
it's like, oh, boom! You're a comic book company. You could just release this right now. And why do a Kickstarter for it? Which I kind of agree when it turns out that they're not coming out until like much later. Plus, they're also releasing the comic individually.
Oh yeah, did you get your comic by the way?
Terror? Yeah, I got that ages ago. I haven't
it?
read it yet, but
still haven't. You still haven't read it.
It's funny. I've got a few of my comics. I got Nocterra, I got Starblades, but I just haven't read them yet. I've had no time.
You know what? Here's something. You remember like that Umbrella guy?
Yeah.
I ordered his book like a long time ago. It's actually pretty good. It's cute.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's really cute. Like the only issue I have with it is that you don't know, like, okay, so the setting is kind of like monsters and like it's like very weird. Like there's like weird monsters and shit. Like Cthulhu is a fucking editor or something, and it's just like outside of not explaining why the world is kind of like weird with like monsters and shit going on. It's actually pretty good. That's literally the only negative I have about it. That's it. It's otherwise, it's actually really enjoyable. It's actually really cute. That was a surprise. I was surprised too. I didn't think it would actually be enjoyable. I'm like, oh, this is actually a pretty good comic. I'd send it to you I'd send it to you if you want.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
But yeah, like, don't stop trying to hide the fact that the comic book industry is fucking
Seriously,
tanking.
for the
Trying to use manga as a fucking shield.
that's basically it. It's
Get
funny
out.
too. They use fucking manga as a shield. Oh yeah, where American comics are doing great. Yeah, if you count in the manga that dominate the top 20. Like seriously, if you count manga, yeah, of course American comics are doing good because you count in fucking manga. But like,
Yeah.
seriously. Also, like, I don't know. I feel like they don't even care at this. Personally, I feel like they don't even care at this point. They're just trying to hopefully transition into like YA, or at least DC. I think is just trying to transition into YA novels and graphics and shit,
Yeah.
and hoping to find an audience there. But they're not gonna find an audience there because that audience is already dumb. Like the YA market is already dying anyway. It imploded like a long time ago.
It's huge. Yeah. It imploded a long time ago when every fucking studio wanted to adapt a YA novel into a fucking TV series.
Exactly.
They saw how fucking popular Harry Potter was, how Twilight was.
Yeah, and how what was that? What was that one?
You had like
Hunger
fucking,
Games. There we go.
Hunger Games was I think Hunger Games was the much bigger one.
Pretty much.
Harry Potter, I wouldn't say YA novel. I would say like just kids' books, trying to adapt them into like film franchises.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Hunger Games was the big one with like YA novels.
And-
That's shit. Like you had like the Divergent. You had Divergent, like Maze Runner.
Seriously, and like that market that market imploded a long time ago, and now it's like bleeding, and it's not doing as well as it used to. Like so, they're trying to go for a market that's already in a pretty bad state.
Yeah.
I don't really get where they.
Not like they'll listen. So
Not really. They never really do. The only thing they do is mock you and say you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. Okay. The fact that you include manga as like comics. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. The fact that you include manga in like American comic book sales to shield yourself. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's not a telling sign of how bad the situation is. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. There you go. Like fuck. Like seriously. I'm so fucking tired of that shit. And there's nothing fucking good to read anymore anyway. Except for
yeah.
oh yeah, and everyone's jumping ship when like Spencer leaves Spider-Man. It seems anyway. So
Yeah, I am. I don't particularly trust a lot of the creatives on that one. And because they're having like 3 writers on it, so I'm like, oh
You know
shit, this is a clusterfuck.
the quality is gonna be so inconsistent too.
I think we talked about it last week, but yeah, it's like the quality is going to be inconsistent. And then same with Donny Cates on Hulk. Like he got lucky with Venom, with Thanos and Venom. Everything else, oh.
You know what he's gonna fight.
I didn't like his Doctor Strange. I didn't like his Death of the Humans. I don't like his Thor.
Like, and remember how like so
He was kind of a 1-2 hit. He was a 2-hit wonder.
you
He
know
got too popular.
seriously yeah because like you know the thing about Venom, right? I love symbiotes. I think I've said this several times. I love the symbiotes. They're my favorite. They're my favorite concept in American comics. But like he killed my like he didn't kill it, but they oversaturated the symbiotes to the point that I just stopped caring. Remember the fucking poisons? You remember the poisons?
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, that wasn't Cates' fault. That was the previous writer.
All right, that's fine. That's fair then. That's fair. It's just like it was so like they were so oversaturated, and Venom doesn't even have a rogues gallery of his own anyway. So I don't even see who. Like I don't even see who. Because
that's why he doesn't work. That's why he doesn't work as a hero. He's better as a villain, anti-villain, maybe anti-hero.
Because he doesn't have any villains or anyone to fucking fight.
No.
Like
It'd just be like the same. It'd just be either other symbiotes or just Spider-Man villains.
That's the thing that pisses me off about but they don't make villains anymore, do they? Like they stopped making villains like a long time ago.
No, not really.
Yeah, all they do is just recycle the same villains, and they share and all the heroes share the same rogues gallery now. Like no one makes new
Yeah.
villains anymore, so there's nothing for anybody to fight except for other heroes. Or if they do make a villain, it's some NPC for like that. It's some NPC that eventually gets killed anyway. Or in DC's case, they'll introduce a villain only for said villain to die. Like Perpetua or the fucking Batman who kicks by being thrown into the goddamn sun. And then they wonder like, oh my god, I wonder why
To quote Spider-Man 3, good riddance.
You know what? You would like the Batman Who Laughs if he didn't have the Batman God thing.
I would like it more. I would have liked it more if he wasn't fucking used a shit ton of times.
Like, if he had been more sparingly used.
Yeah, not like, oh look, here he is. The Kikaku. Yeah, we talked about this last week, but yeah, like fucking, he got really annoying real fast.
That's fair. I like
he's the worst. He's like the worst iteration of Bat God, of the Bat God meme.
I mean, I like him, but that's fair. Like that's fair. That's fair. I really like him, but yeah, I can see that. I get why people dislike him. Like I may like him, but I get why like literally no one else does.
Yeah.
Because I still think eventually they're going to like try and replace the Joker with him. I still feel like they might try to do that.
I don't know. I think Joker is too iconic.
True.
He's too iconic of a character to swap or to get rid of.
That's true.
That's like them deciding to get rid of Batman as a whole. They'd never do that.
That's true. He's like that's too much.
He's their biggest character.
Oh, you know what's funny?
What sells?
What's that fucking bitch's name?
Punchline?
The fucking one they tried to replace Harley with.
Punchline.
Punchline.
Yeah, she got her own like miniseries.
Why?
It was popular.
She's popular, really?
No, not really.
Oh. Have you read it?
No.
Is it worth reading? You want me to?
I didn't care.
Wait, you want me to read it?
That's your money, but still.
it's what I can go on an adventure and sail the seven seas.
Up to you.
You want
but
me
I'm
to
not
tell
reading
you?
it.
You want me to
I
tell
don't
you
care.
about it? You don't care.
Just
Really?
discount Harley. Literally discount Harley. That's what she was created for. And that's why fucking speculators went crazy. It's like, oh my god, it's like Harley again.
You aren't at least like curious what her like miniseries is about?
No.
Who's what is her? Punchline. Let's see. You know what? I don't even know what she looks like. Hold on, let me see. Oh my god, is this really her design?
Looks like an e-girl with fucking just clown makeup.
Oh my god, is this really her design?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is awful. This is awful. She looks like a Twitch thought.
Pretty much.
Oh my god, she looks like Pokemon as the supervillain.
I mean, as a supervillain, she is.
That's true. She looks like Pokemon. This is awful. Ew. I mean, is this it, really? This is boring. Look at her design. It's so... I mean, she's hot, but, like, so are a lot of chicks in DC.
Yeah.
Her only real, like, standout trait is that she's hot and she has big titties. This outfit is fucking terrible. Look at this. What is this? What is this outfit?
a, like a dominatrix fucked a clown. Honestly.
Oh, did she fight Harley?
Yes, she did.
Who won?
Ollie. Not in their first fight. Like, Punchline won, and then, like, I think Harley beat her the second time.
Look at this. I thought this version of Harley wasn't. Oh no, that's in the White Knight universe. Never mind.
Yeah. This version of Harley is, I'm independent, I don't need no Joker.
And like it's Punchline, and Punchline is supposed to be the new Harley for Joker, right?
Yes. She's dedicated fully to the Joker.
God, she looks her design. You know what? You know what's the worst part about her design? It's lazy.
Yeah.
It's really lazy. Like they didn't even try with her. With Harley, they gave her like painted like really white skin to make her look like a fucking clown. They tried to color coordinate her outfit to make her, you know, like that much more like of a Harley Quinn. But then with Punchline, it's just dominatrix with like clown makeup. That's it. Shit is just fucking.
Yeah.
God, this sucks. This is what people paid money for.
Yeah. This is what speculators fucking
This is
off about.
so. This is what speculators like like ruin the industry for. Because that's one of the people who like no one ever talks about who ruins the industry. Like whether or not you hate CG or you like hate SJWs or Marvel or whatever, like regardless of how you feel about either of those two factions of people, no one ever talks about the fucking speculators and how they have like killed the fucking market. I say this as someone who has benefited from that shit. Like I say that as someone who fully benefits from that shit. Like, am I wrong though, Chris?
Hey, you're not wrong.
And that like they damage the fucking market, and no one says shit about it. Like no one ever talks about the speculators. They say like I've heard maybe one person say, "Oh, the speculator market is out of control." Look at this. They take a comic, then drive up the price of that fucking comic. And then DC, and then, like, the comic book industry, in response, makes these, like, baity fucking, like, covers and titles and characters. Because they know the speculator market is going to go fucking insane for it. And then what happens? You have a market, a market that fluctuates violently, and like prices that are fucking like there is no reason why Red Goblin should have sold that much that quickly. Oh, and then its price went down eventually anyway, but only after everyone creamed their pants for what was it, just the Green Goblin with like Carnage.
Yeah. Pretty much, essentially, yeah.
Or Punchline, who's basically just, what is just a dominatrix that fucked a clown.
Yeah.
Also, Harley.
But yeah, that's it.
Oh, go ahead.
You're gonna say?
No,
You're gonna say about Harley?
No, I was just gonna say like I was reading something, but now I'm good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's it. I think we talked about everything.
Pretty much, yeah. Have we reached to the mythic
Yeah.
mark? Let me see.
The mythic end.
Yes, we've reached it. We've reached
next, yeah.
2 hour mark.
So next week, hopefully, we'll be talking about Space Jam 2
Oh yeah.
in more detail. And
who's-
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Who isn't looking forward to either of those fucking movies?
Oh boy. I mean, we're watching Space Jam 2 after this,
Yes,
so
we are. Oh, you know what? Somebody, do
rip.
you want to see the Punchline? Someone cosplay as Punchline.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, this looks so bad. You know, they don't even try with outfits anymore.
Yes, I know. Oh boy.
You know what? She really does look like an e-girl. I wonder if that's on purpose.
Who knows? Is some kind of message or something? E-girls are crazy?
E-girls.
Agree.
E-girls are crazy. They'll cut your dick off.
Yeah.
Like, no one even, like... Is it just me? Like, I don't know. Like, this costume, you know what it feels like? Remember when Marvel was like, we want to make more cosplayable costumes? So they gave Kamala Khan a bag for her costume.
Yeah.
Alright, that's basically what this outfit is. Check this shit out.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
Also, I get what you mean when you say she's devoted to Joker.
That's why she's literally just Harley Quinn again.
So when they...
Literally just Harley again.
So when we have another character go, like, good, are we just going to make a stand-in for them? It's when they...
Yeah.
If
They don't want to change Harley back to just she's devoted to the Joker.
Yeah, they
So now
can't.
she's independent. So make a new one.
Yeah, like, that's worse than the old one. Like, in every aspect. I mean, she has bigger titties, but that's not it. Jesus. You would never know that I'm bi. By the amount of times I mentioned titties. Alright. Anyway, I think that's the end of this. Whatever this episode was, because we did not stay on topic, like, at all. The only time we were on topic is with, like, Steam, with, like, the Steam talk. We were everywhere. But hey, you guys got to see a little bit more of, like, who we are as individuals. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Alright. So join us next week as we thrill you all with tales of Space Jam 2.
Terror.
Yes, terror.
Tales from the crypt.
Tales. Anyway.
From the dying movie industry.
God, the movie.
Very fitting.
The movie industry is dying, isn't it? Holy shit. Oh, you know they said as much? Like I think some Hollywood executive said like the movie industry is basically dying because it's being replaced by like streaming and shit.
Alright, but then also streaming is kind of dying. Just slowly.
Oh, that's true, isn't it? Because that's true because like streaming services are bleeding subscribers and shit.
Yeah.
And they can't they can't reach a wide enough audience. So like, really, would you say the media industry in America is just dying?
Pretty much.
What are people watching then? That's the question.
Who knows?
Holy shit. You just made a really interesting conversation at like the ass end of the fucking podcast. Why would you do that?
Oh well. Save it for next time.
Alright. Anyway, I'm Corrupt.
I'm Chris.
Thank you for joining us on the Minorities Report podcast. I got it. Yes, I got it again. I'm awesome. There we go. Join us next time as we talk about Space Jam 2 and Black Widow. I almost said 2. And we might talk about like how our entertainment industry is dying.
Yeah.
Because people...
Very thrilling.
Pretty much. Because people watch YouTube and anime and K-pop now. So there you go. Anyway, get the fuck out. Bye.